Beat Man is back.
Oh, again, boys, do it again. Oh my gosh, the man got messed up. This is a 5 out of freaking 5.
It is beat making time.
Next week is E3 week. My album comes out next week.
I have delivered. Talk to us, talk to him. Oh, look at that, my God.
This is your boy. Alright, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube citizens, y'all know who this is. This is your boy Dash the True Inferno. Now, in case you didn't notice, I am coming out with not one, but 2 videos today. So you're probably wondering, why is that? Well, this past Sunday, actually it started last week. Last week I told you I was going to do a part 2 of that cyberbully topic that I did last week, and I wasn't going to be alone. What I forgot though was that this week, the week I was supposed to do that cyberbully part 2 video, is the start of the NBA season. And y'all know me, I have to give y'all my predictions. And I forgot all about it until Monday. Either Monday or Sunday night after I did the recording with the rest of the squad. So that's why today you're going to see not 1, not 2, but 3 videos. So obviously there's this one that you're watching now where I'm going to give y'all my NBA predictions. Then later on, or some point today, you're going to see my other video, Cyberbullying Part 2, featuring the Mob Squad. And then you probably wondering, what's the third video? Well, that's bonus content based off of that cyberbullying topic that we did. So yeah, there you go with that. So with all that out the way, let's get on with this particular topic. I can't say today's topic because there's more than one. So yeah, let's get on with today's particular topic, with this one rather. Let's start off with the Atlantic Division out east. It's going to be a tight one between Boston and Toronto. Boston obviously picking up Al Horford, and they still got Isaiah Thomas. They still got a good young core with that squad. So I'm going to have to roll with Boston as far as getting the number 2 seed in the East, and I'm jumping ahead of myself. As far as I meant to say, they're gonna win the division. They're gonna win the Atlantic Division. There we go. And I had to drop Toronto to a close second. Then I got the New York Knicks. Obviously, they got Derrick Rose, and I forgot who they picked up a big man too. I forgot who it is. Oh yeah, Joakim Noah, alongside with Carmelo Anthony and Porzingis. The question is, can all 4 of them dudes stay healthy? And they got Courtney Lee as well. But a lot of question marks with the Knicks squad, but I still got it at number 3. Will they make the playoffs? Wait and see. Then we got the Brooklyn Nets at number 4, followed by the Philadelphia 76ers, who they do not know what they are doing outside of acquiring a esports squad. All right, let's move on now to the Central Division. Now, we all know who's going to win this division. Unfortunately, it is the Cleveland Cavaliers. Oh, yeah, blah, blah, blah. All right, moving on. Now, here's where some of y'all are going to be like, what the heck? Number 2 team out the Central Division? The same number 2 team who came out this division last year. The Detroit Pistons. Yeah, you heard me right. The Detroit Pistons will get the second best record in this division once again. Wait, was they the second best or the third best? No, they was the third best. I'm sorry. Last year they was the third best because the Pacers did make the playoffs. But this time around, they will get the second best record. Speaking of the Pacers, they will get the third best record out of this division, followed by the Chicago Bulls, which consists of Dwayne Wade and Rajon Rondo. And then, of course, the 5th spot will go to the Milwaukee Bucks. So, yeah, does any of those squads make the playoffs? Obviously, Cleveland will. I think Detroit and Indiana will. But what about Chicago and Milwaukee? Well, I'll get more of that later. The Southeast Division now. We got... And this was an interesting one. It really came down to Atlanta, Charlotte, and Washington. Now, this was a close one. Obviously, Atlanta got Dwight Howard. Washington still got Bradley Beal and John Wall. And Charlotte got Kemba Walker. And this was another close one. But I think Charlotte is on the rise. And I think they will be good enough to win this division. Yes, I got the Charlotte. What are they now? The Bobcats, the Hornets, the Pelicans. I don't know what they are. I think they're the Hornets now. But either way, Charlotte wins the division. And I got Atlanta in close second, followed by Washington. Next up is Miami, who have free fallen because Pat Riley is an idiot. And then we got the Orlando Magic finishing last. So now let's get on to my 8 teams out the East who I think will make the playoffs. obviously we all know, unfortunately, Cleveland will get the #1 spot. Would be freaking do. Followed by Boston. Then it would be Toronto. And again, some of y'all may be scratching your heads over this one. My 4th squad is Detroit. Followed by the Indiana Pacers. Next up is the New York Knicks. Yes, the New York Knicks will make the playoffs and at a 6th seed, no less. Barely getting that spot over the 7th seed Atlanta Hawks. And it's a close one. It came down to Washington and Chicago. And I went with Chicago. I think Dwayne Wade and Rondo can muster up enough wins to make the playoffs. I thought this is the Eastern Conference after all, so don't expect a lot of teams with records above 500. Chicago, in my opinion, would not be one of them. So, yeah, there you go with that. Now let's move on to the rest, starting with the Pacific Division. And, I mean, this is pretty much a wrap right here. Golden State will win the Pacific Division, followed by the Clippers. Then we got the Sacramento Kings. Then the Lakers. Yes, I got the Lakers finishing 4th in the division. I was thinking of putting them last, but I'm like, I don't know. There's nowhere else for them to go but up. So we have to wait and see how that goes. But I got them at the #4 spot in the division, followed by the Phoenix Suns, and I think they're going nowhere. Southwest Division. This is also pretty easy. The San Antonio Spurs, obviously, will win this division, followed by the Memphis Grizzlies. Next up, the Dallas Mavericks, followed by the New Orleans Pelicans. And then we got the Houston Rockets. Yes, you heard me right. The Houston Rockets finishing last. Yes. Even though they got James Harden. But I still say they will finish last. And then out in the Northwest Division, this was actually interesting. But I went with the Portland Trail Blazers as the #1 team. And then a close second right behind them will be the Oklahoma City Thunder. Next up, the Minnesota Timberwolves, followed by the Utah Jazz. And finishing last will be the Denver Nuggets. So who are the 8 teams getting in? Well, Golden State obviously will get the #1 seed, followed by the Spurs. And then next up on the list are the Clippers. And really, those are the top 3 guys. The top 3 kings of the rest. Normally, it'll be a crap to the teams who could go at it with one another, despite the fact you could have that 1 or 2 above the rest of the pack, but the rest of the pack is not that far behind. This case, I think the rest is getting weaker, in my opinion. And there's only like 3 kings, and the rest of them are like, blah. So, yeah, there you go with that. Portland, I got #4 over Memphis, who will get the #5 spot. Then I got OKC at #6. I really wanted to set them up to play against Golden State in the first round. But, I mean, despite the fact that they took a huge hit with losing Kevin Durant, they still going to be grabbing boards. They still got massive big men. So, there's no way they can finish 7 or 8 or anything like that. So, I got them 6 ahead of Minnesota. Yes, Minnesota making the playoffs again. And then, it was a tough one with this one. Because originally I had the Sacramento Kings, but then I'm like, I don't think Dallas is going to free fall that badly. So, yeah, I had to go with Dallas. And not to mention, the Southwest Division will be the best division in the rest. So, yeah, those are my 8 teams out west. Let's get on with my playoff picks now. First round matchup, I got Cleveland over Chicago. That one's going to go 4-1. Boston over Atlanta. That one's going to be a bit tight. I got that one 4-2. Toronto over New York. That one's going to go for 7 games, assuming everybody in New York stay healthy for it. 4-3 in Toronto favor. And I got Detroit over Indy, 4-2. Second round matchup, I got Boston over Toronto, 4-3, and that would be a really close one. And then, of course, Cleveland, Detroit. Well, I got okay. I got. Y'all know who I got, and it's 4-2. Y'all know who I got. Then we move on to the Eastern Conference Finals, and I got Boston losing 4-2. Yeah. So yeah, that crappy squad goes back to the finals. Yeah. Okay. Moving on to the rest now. I got Golden State defeating Dallas 4-2. I got the Spurs sweeping Minnesota obviously, and you know what a sweep means. You should know what a sweep is, and it's what a sweep means. I got the Clippers over the OKC Thunder 4-2. And I got Memphis over Portland. Yes, finally a little bit of a shakeup here in the playoffs. A lower seed getting a victory here, this time in the form of Memphis knocking off Portland 4-2. Second round matchup, I got Golden State defeating Memphis 4-2. And I got the Spurs knocking off the Clippers in what would be a 7-game, what could be a 7-game classic, 4-3. Then we got the Western Conference Finals, and here's the shocker. I got the Spurs knocking off Golden State 4-2 because Golden State at this point in time lack a true big man, and that's going to hurt them come playoff time. So yeah, Spurs get the victory 4-2. They go back to the finals. And there's no mumbling here. I got the Spurs winning the championship over Cleveland 4-2. You heard me right. Now, some of you may look at my predictions and go, man, he lost his damn mind in some of these cases. But you know what? I don't give a fuck because these are my predictions. And that's what I'm rolling with. So yes, once again, for like the umpteenth year in a row, I got the San Antonio Spurs winning the NBA championship. Well, when I say umpteenth year in a row, I mean at the start of the season. The last year, when the playoffs started, I actually picked Golden State to win it all. But, yeah. There you go with that, man. So, with that out the way, y'all know who this is. This is the new Jay Gatsby, a.k.a. the new Stephen A. Smith, saying peace out, y'all. And I'll see y'all next time. And happy NBA season. Yeah. No, I mean, you know, you should not be afraid to trust people. But at the same time, it depends on what you say. So, for example, let's say you told a story about how a girl was in your bedroom and she really wanted to have sex with you, but you didn't go along with it. Therefore, she went in the bathroom by herself and was playing with herself. And the fact that she was moaning, you thought she was singing. Yeah, a lot of people are going to make fun of you for that. I mean, that's pretty obvious, you know.